Everybody, welcome back. It's the finale of the Onimusha commentary, and we're going to begin today's part by showing off the final area of the Ogre Tower. Again, I'm not showing this entire thing off because count the number of portals there. It's 25 floors of Genma goodness, so no, we're not going to be showing you all that. I will, however, be showing you the final floor.
You can do these in chunks, can you?
Yes, you can. You can do them pretty much 5 floors at a time.
Oh, okay. That's good. You don't have to do all 25 in one go, then.
No, you do not.
Thankfully. Thank God.
Yeah. These they throw some pretty tough challenges your way in the Ogre Tower. I also think there is a degree of randomness to it because I don't remember if I'm misremembering something, but I could have sworn one of the encounters was the doll. Like, they just straight up throw a Yami in here that you have to put down.
Ooh.
I did not run into her for this run through, so maybe it's tied to a difficulty, because I believe there is a hard mode in Genma Onimusha, which is strange because it's already harder than the original game.
How often do you play it on hard mode versus normal mode?
Rarely.
Is there,
because especially if it's Genma, I feel the normal campaign is already tough.
Is there ever a point in the story mode where you have to kill the doll?
No.
So it's like just an enemy that floats
just
around.
Get the hell away from,
No plot significance whatsoever?
No plot significance whatsoever, yeah. Just a Genma. There's not even like an additional file for it at all.
Huh.
She is just an entity that exists.
Interesting.
Which I guess helps build the mystique, sort of. But this is also the only game she appears in, to my knowledge. You know, but yeah, it's like what does a Yami fit into like the classification of Genma?
I like how this enemy's modus operandi is to just swing the sword back and forth while slowly advancing. no actual technique whatsoever.
It just spends the entire fight doing the Mario. Swing your arms from
side to side. Oh fuck, my arms are cramped. Damn you, Mario.
It's the kind of tactic that only works because this is a video game and your movement is so limited.
Yeah.
But, you know, I kind of just want to, I like, when faced with this, I kind of just want to pull the matchlock out and shoot them, Indiana Jones style.
Yeah, which, in retrospect, I should have been doing, because I end up doing that a lot more for the final Dark Realm that I'll show off a little bit later. I'm not showing the entire thing for that one.
You mean the original Dark Realm?
The original Dark Realm, yeah. But I was kind of at this point where, despite me having more than enough souls to upgrade my bullets, I like to be a little conservative with my gun, so... Shut up, John. Anyway.
It was like, you just told us not to do that, but...
Yeah. But I'm at this point with the amount of healing items that I have and everything else, I am more than prepared for the end game. So I should be a little more liberal with my gun. At this point, yeah, I'm actually just whipping out the matchlock now because fuck these guys. Yeah, so this is I just two-shot that dude. I think I just killed Reynaldo the 16th over there.
Mega elixirs are made to be used.
No, they're made to put in your inventory to look at.
John,
they're a
look
status
at this fine
symbol.
mega elixir that I have.
They're a status symbol,
seen,
like fancy cars.
Yeah, you ever seen a mega elixir like this, Ted?
No, because I dumped them down my throat without even thinking.
You know that 17th Ferrari that Tony Stark has but never drives? That's the mega elixir. You know?
I'm pretty sure it's also probably an Iron Man suit. That you press the button.
No, that one
shrinks.
isn't even the Iron
Man
Man
hi.
suit. It's just a Ferrari that he never drives. It looked nice. He saw it at a dealer while he was driving past in another fancy car one day and decided, I want that in my garage just to look at.
You really don't care, do you?
It's more like, fuck, these two of the giant red ogres, fuck these guys. They have so much health. And they really hurt if they manage to get a swing on you. But it comes to a point where Bill has to wonder, hey, George, this isn't working. We should probably leave.
Hey, man, stop with the wind. Hey, you just did a wind attack again, man. Cut that out. It's not nice.
It's called zoning.
Oh, God.
How do you zone with a sword?
Don't worry about it.
I guess Sephiroth could.
I mean, Link can zone with a sword until he gets hit.
The other useful thing about the special attack is the invincibility frames.
Absolutely. It's the only reason why I can get away with doing shit like this.
It's like, like 3 or 4 times during that. One of them has just done an overhead swing into your skull with their giant fucking axe while you're doing the lightning strike, and nope, nothing. Oof. Did you just throw like mint vanilla ice cream at my back?
Yeah, no. What are you throwing at me?
It's just like
I would have liked it if they were throwing like soul matter at you, and you can just completely negate it by just having the gauntlet out.
that would have been.
It's like, well, fuck me.
That would have been pretty nifty, actually. Okay, so
Yeah, I don't understand. Just stop spamming these guys, please. Stop that.
well, they went down like chumps.
Yeah. Well, at this point, my weapons are maxed out. So it doesn't take much to put these guys down. Ow.
There is something special about reaching your maximum potential in a game like this where you need to explore a bunch to gather resources and all.
Yeah. And you always want to make sure you check both angles of the room here, because some of them will have treasure chests.
Yeah.
And if you accidentally go up or down without collecting it, you have to do this all over again to get another shot at it. Anyway, it's time for the final floor of the Ogre Tower. This is floor 25, 30, and this is where you get your ultimate prize, but you got to fight for it first, of course. And this dude here, the spirit of the Ogre armor, is kind of a souped up version of those Samanosuke clones we were fighting earlier, but he just he has so many armor frames.
Oh,
just kind of eats through a lot of shit that you throw at him.
Well, I imagine an armor would have a lot of armor frames.
Yeah. But not that armor. The other armor. So you have to have. Hopefully, you got more than enough mana at this point.
He's from Fire Emblem. He doesn't have any feet.
He's on fire.
This armor is going to look fucking fantastic on Samanosuke. I can just see it now. It's going to be
so this is the boss of the Ogre Tower. I don't know what he's supposed to be. I think I just call him the Ogre armor.
That's basically what he is.
Yeah. No backstory. I think he's just here. So just
And is he
go to
in the
town.
original game or just Genma?
No, this is only Genma.
And they didn't put any of this stuff in the HD version.
No, they did not, and I don't understand why. I don't get it.
It's a really, really substantial amount of content. I'm surprised that the Xbox version wasn't the one they chose to go with.
Not even as in like an extra mode either.
So I know that we might have complained about it being repetitive, but you also have to. I also have to imagine that this is a lot more fun to play than to watch, and B, the kind of thing where I feel like you play this game for the combat, and so like having a combat gauntlet makes a lot of sense. Oh my god, you look so stupid in that.
I mean, that's like most of that is pure ornamentation. So
It's not even effective.
But like, yeah, you're absolutely right, Ted. But here's the thing: in today's day and age, where the amount of content per dollar is substantially higher than it was during the PS2 Xbox era, as far as expectations go, I mean, it would make more sense to re-release the version of Onimusha that meets that burden or comes closer to it. Like, I can see people arguing that the original Onimusha isn't worth the amount of money they're asking for the price, you know, because it's a fairly short game and it's a fairly straightforward one. The stuff that they added to Genma Onimusha does add meat to the bones as far as hour count goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
This
like,
also
there's just-
does seem like the kind of game that's about replayability more than
Yeah, and there's more of that in Genma because there's just more to do, really.
There's more to do, yeah. As repetitive as it might be, there is more to do. Again, I think it also would have helped if Genma stuff was included as extra content for the HD remasters. Like, oh, you played normal mode, but you play Genma mode, which is just inherently tougher, but you get exclusive stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I think it goes a little beyond like the traditional hard mode.
It's just really, really odd that they didn't capitalize on that. I don't get it.
And I haven't like if there are interviews about why they didn't include it, I'm not aware of it. but that's just the way it is. They just totally axed the Genma stuff for the HD remaster.
I wonder if Genma Onimusha is still bound by some kind of exclusivity agreement or something. That might explain it.
I would say yes if the HD remaster on Xbox had Genma stuff.
Well, yeah, but that wouldn't necessarily, like, they would have to essentially remaster 2 versions of the game if they wanted to do it that way.
Right.
I think, like, for Genma Onimusha, is it available on the Microsoft Store as a digital
I
game?
do not know. It's still relatively cheap, though.
Well, let me check this. Hang on. Okay. Xbox Store Genma Onimusha. Please don't fail me, Google.
Before we head to the final part of the game, though, we got to kill the doll.
Yay.
And I want you to keep in mind everything I'm throwing at her.
I like the sound effect when you hit it because it's like made of china.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of a...
It's got a little bell that rings. I mean, the little bell that chimes when you hit her is also how you know she's in the room. So if you hear that shit, you better get the hell out.
Interesting.
What's up?
Let me see. You can buy the HD version on Microsoft Store, but I'm not seeing Genma. Interesting. Okay.
I guess not terribly surprising. They probably want to push one version over the other.
I suppose, but...
You know. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, Genma's still cheap on Xbox. Like, it doesn't cost more than $20 last I checked it.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. She's also immune to bullets, so don't bother. Just showing off that. I've hit her with fully charged, maxed out weapon special attacks at this point, and she's still here. And she's not dead yet. I love the fucking fact that I can block all of the helicopter attacks, though. And you don't even need the ogre armor for this.
My demonic dog goes soy.
Oh, yeah, you're right. The prices on Genma Onimusha are pretty good. Like, I've got $34.99 as my highest one, but it goes as low as $13.62 depending on condition. It's pretty easy to get a hold of this one right now. Oh, boy.
And I don't know what it will take for Genma to go up in price.
Maybe like a revitalization that gets attention.
That was I was going to say, if they made a sequel, because the Dragon Quest games on DS were really cheap for years. Then Dragon Quest XI came out and was successful in the West. Now the games are 150 each. So
yeah, because you got
get the games now before it becomes popular.
Hand of the heavily transaction.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, God.
Here we go. We need a special...
Don't worry, Yuki. I'm coming to save you. Is that Samanosuke?
Oh, man. The ogre armor is just beautiful.
It, like, clearly clips.
Did he have to use the helmet, too?
I don't know.
I can't see a thing in this stupid helmet. Oh, my God. Look at that.
You have to feel, not see.
Why is the arrow spinning? What part of firing it from that bow caused it to spin like a drill through the air?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure that's not how a bow and arrow works.
Really not the time to be showing off, Samanosuke. Also, what is that you're wearing?
Well, I have to look cool because this mask makes me look like an old
what?
man. I've heard.
Final boss time?
Playing the role of Ogre Samanosuke is the Swedish chef.
He mirrored the soul and gauntlet. And the soul and the gauntlet, upgrading the flintlock a bullet.
Gilder is like, what the hell is happening?
I like how the ultimate armor in the game completely obscures Samanosuke's face and all of the expressive animation they might have applied to it.
What expressive animation?
I know, but still.
Like...
Why don't you go back to playing with your worthless little toy?
Okay, you know that worthless little toys line makes a lot more sense when you come into this scene wearing this armor.
I believe the ogre armor is just like a really big defense buff. I think that's it, though. No other special properties.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, is this that asshole from earlier in the game?
Yeah, this is Marcellus. Now he's rocking the fire sword, though, because we took his wind sword from him. Is that Marcellus or Samanosuke? Because I don't know who's talking now. Anyway, this is Marcellus round 2. Beginning of the fight starts similarly, but then after a while, we'll break the shield, and then he gets 2 swords.
Oh,
it's kind of a foreshadow on Onimusha 3, because Samanosuke will also get twin swords in that game.
Ah, dual wielding.
It's like I saw Marcellus do this once.
The most
I just noticed Marcellus has the G-Virus eye.
Oh,
it's in the center of his chest there. Phase 2 Marcellus is actually easier because he can't block anything anymore. So
yeah, you're kind of clowning him here.
Let's just pull out the matchlock. Come on.
Well, no, I gotta use my mana stuff first.
Indiana Jones style, kill this fucker.
Just shoot him once.
Yeah, give him a cheeky one-liner, like, I don't know.
What?
You want blank? I'll give you blank.
Burning the sword and doing the tornado attacking.
I'll say I'll give you blank, but he shoots blanks from the matchlock and just slaps him in the face.
No, the person just walks over with like a little stick and just bonks him on the head with the Canadian
if you fire a blank at close enough range, it can be fatal.
Sure. I don't think it's Marcellus though. I'll just look at you weird with his third eye.
Like, you know that scene from Death Note where Soichiro like tricks Light into thinking he's about to die, but fires a blank like right in his face. Yeah, that probably should have actually killed Light anyway.
At the very least, significantly injured him.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, if you went out of your way to do the original Dark Realm, the prize you get for that one is the Bishonen Ocarina, which you use here.
Oh.
The Bishonen Ocarina, so it's a really...
The shaman.
Really pretty...
Yeah, it's beautiful.
and then Samanosuke just finds himself in Kokiri Village, like, what?
This was in the original, too?
Yeah, this was in the original as well.
Oh, yeah, because I feel like I remember this.
Yeah.
Samanosuke, how are you playing that through the mask?
And your reward is the best sword in the game. This is the Bishonen sword. Pretty much one-shots anything that's not a boss.
It looks like it's designed to fit together with the ogre armor, actually. Has the same color scheme.
Have the power.
It's got all 3 of the elemental orbs embedded in. They look like materia slots. Now I look back at it.
You are unfit to wield the Bishonen sword. Why? Because that mask is clearly for an old man.
Yeah. You ugly
you
bastard.
immediately put it away and pull your gun out again.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. You're walking around and you find this sword and you're like, nah, I'm good. And you pull out your gun.
Who needs courage when you have a gun?
So I pulled out my gun.
Damn it, R. Kelly.
Okay, then. I do like the design of this area. It is fairly linear, if I recall, though. Just
sir, he's coming right at us with a gun.
A what?
And,
wait, is there someone else coming towards us?
You know, every anime samurai and pop culture who's ever given a speech about how about like the spirit of swords or something.
It's like Obi-Wan in episode 3, so uncivilized.
Yeah.
It's like it'll let you win, Obi-Wan. You don't get to get.
Yeah, I was gonna say, shut the fuck up.
He's just shamelessly running the gauntlet to the final boss of his adventure with a gun in hand. But you know what? This makes me like really wish they would finally release at least the second Samurai Yakuza spinoff, because that's totally a guns and swords combination action game.
Did they release the first one over here?
No, they didn't release either of them.
I remember that we got the what's the...
Oh, stranger, can you tell Samanosuke where I'm at? Right.
No, I'm pretty busy.
Rescuing and the captured children, and doing the kissing to the cousin.
Oh boy. Oh boy, it's a giant mutant monster thing.
Jafar,
Rascals.
what are you doing here?
Chamber of Secrets.
Also, that's not what you were wearing before. Just eat her now.
No, because I need her. They need her blood for Nobunaga.
Is that Guildenstern?
No, this is Fortinbras. This is the King of Demons. The first and only time we see this dude.
Yeah, that's why Nobunaga was able to take over after this, because we fucking killed this guy.
Fortinbras does come back in Dawn of Dreams, the 4th game, but not in this form.
Ah.
Where do you have a fort made out of bras?
I don't know.
I mean, wouldn't you?
No, it's a fort in bras.
That's a really big bra, then.
Oh.
So there's a fort in the bras. Don't ask how I know that.
Nobunaga's actually here?
Well, sort of. Spectating? I don't know where the hell that room is supposed to be.
Ooh. Yeah, you're gonna absorb her blood through a lightning bolt.
Hey, cut that out.
That makes sense.
Wait, that...
He said one word and his mouth moved for like 10 words.
Oh, we're not seeing it here because we got this ridiculous fucking armor on.
I'm also
but this
confused
this
because
line here.
sister in Japanese is just like Nason. So that would be only 2 syllables anyway. So.
Yeah, well, Mmmrfrmrrmrr is cold, so his teeth are chattering.
So what were you gonna say?
No, the even if I die, I will destroy you line in the English dub is probably the most infamous part of the dub not matching the lip movements at all, because he says even if I die, and his lips continue to move for like an additional 6 fucking minutes. Like, it's so bad.
Yes.
Anyway, this is the final boss. This is Fortinbras, and if at this point you have the Bishaman sword, he's really not that big of a deal. The only sort of watch outs I would have is that he does have an attack where he grabs you, and if you do not mash the buttons fast enough, I believe it is a one-shot.
Boom.
That's it, though. I don't think the matchlock hurts him. But, you know, that's whatever. It's the final boss. This is where you start using all your resources, except your Mega Elixirs. You keep those right in your pocket.
John, what am I gonna do with you?
If you can pay off my student loans, that'd be great.
You managed to break out?
Yeah, you managed to break out, and you stun him too. The glorious flash of light, probably him processing that you're finally wearing that ridiculous shit. So I can't look away. Wait, hold on, I gotta get a closer look. What is that? Oh, it burns.
There's too many ridges on your armor, damn it.
Yeah, it's like you're wearing wheat thins on your shoulders.
Now he just tries to pick up Samanosuke in the ogre armor and gets a paper cut from the armor. So he has to let go. Oh, man.
Yeah, assuming you're not using the Bishaman sword, this fight's not that bad either, because, you know, he's still just as susceptible to elemental attacks as well.
Not even a paper cut, a cardboard cut. Like the
cardboard
kind
cut.
I always
Oh, man,
got from
that's like, that goes deep.
So this is the actual final boss, right?
Yeah, this is the final boss.
Okay, so, like, I know that shit because I was working at Wawa until recently, and, like, almost every shift, whenever I worked the cigarettes, it just wasn't a complete shift unless I tried to open up a box of cigarettes and gave myself a cardboard cut doing it. Like, it would happen once a night.
Yeah, I would get paper cuts or cardboard cuts from just the cigarette cartons too.
Yeah.
For some reason, this guy's design isn't clicking with me. It's probably because it's very Western looking and not Japanese looking. Like the kind of, it has the kind of demon wings and demon face that I expect more from like your traditional satanic looking demon versus a Japanese demon to me. I don't know, it just not clicking with me for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, there were, Onimusha would get better with the final boss designs. Well, I say that and I think of the fucking slot machine final boss of Onimusha 2.
Wait, what?
Yeah. But I think Nobunaga, especially the second game, has a very grotesque, I think, form that you probably jive with more. The third game kind of pretties him up, though, to be more of a humanoid demon. That's more in line with Count Dracula than it is, like, King of the Demons sort of shit.
So to Samanosuke, oh no, he spits blood on his gauntlet, and that makes Kingdom Hearts light?
Yeah, I suppose. Oh god, it makes Samanosuke radioactive.
Except in this case, Kingdom Hearts is darkness, bitch.
Yeah, so Samanosuke, he bleeds on his gauntlet and it triggers an Onimusha. Yeah, or a double trigger, I guess is the best way of putting it. And this form looks so, this is what the ogre armor should have been, in my opinion. But I mean, I like the ridiculous outfit too, but this is also just way more badass. Also, Fortinbras, there's no reason for you to keep moving your hand.
Okay, yeah, like I could excuse a little bit, but he just keeps on going. Like,
well, he's a big motherfucker. It's probably all momentum at that point.
Sure.
So in Onimusha, you like become a demon if you're an Onimusha?
If you have enough souls in you or in the gauntlet, you can trigger an Onimusha transformation. This is something that Jubei will do inherently because I believe he is a descendant of the Oni clan, like a direct descendant, as opposed to Samanosuke, who was just bestowed the gauntlet.
And so it doesn't make you evil. You just have demon powers.
You just had demon powers, basically, yes.
Oh, hey, bro.
And then they just have an epic stare down, and it ends.
Then it ends. Yeah, this is where the game ends.
Bitch, you let my drink get away.
I was really looking forward to that.
You know, I got some Mountain Dew in the fridge.
However, when Yoshitatsu Saito died,
I mean, we can use that to lure in a virgin.
His feeble-minded son. It was like his dumbass son became the Lord.
Yeah, and then we
things went to hell.
Then we segue into another history lesson.
Yeah. Yeah, like this game should have ended with like the inside of a Japanese class and everyone's like dumbfounded. It's like they're actual demons.
It's like, you know, we're trying to do stuff with Nobunaga Odo, but like we can't have a showdown with Nobunaga here because like history happened. And we want this to fit the history that we know from school. So,
sir?
Basically, we created the situation where nobody in this character cast should act the way they did in history, because that would be stupid as a follow-up to the story we just told. But history has to happen, so they go do stupid things that don't make any sense.
This Samanosuke's voice actor doing the dialogue?
No.
This is the narrator.
Okay, because I haven't really been able to hear the dialogue very well because commentary, but this guy sounds bored off his ass. Yeah, and then the Oda clan did some shit.
And you hear the page turning.
Were there demons? I don't fucking know. Look, just read chapter 3 and finish the assignment. I'm gonna go have a smoke. All right, later.
So we just played this epic adventure as Samanosuke and his Kunoichi companion, and at the very end, guess what happens? Oh, we don't know what happened to Samanosuke and what's her name? Kaede? She died 14 years later in a war somewhere else.
It's a bizarre ending. Yeah.
It really is. Again, I believe the intent was just to follow the story up later because they were already working on the second game. At the time of like halfway through the development of this one, towards the end of it, they already had a second game in motion and they were already working on like finalizing it because the second game was only a year later.
To be honest, like this game and its story probably would have made a lot more sense if they tried to have it in some sort of fantasy world that wasn't tied to the historical crap. But
do they lean away from the history in the later entries?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
By the second game,
it was probably just something where they came up with this idea, just like, oh, this is what really happened with so and so, and then they realized that the history was more restricting when they tried to make it sequel.
Like the character of Jubei Yagyu, the protagonist of the second game, is tied to ancient feudal Japan history, I believe, as well. But I don't think it has much significance on how the story plays out, because at that point, Nobunaga is already the Lord of the Demons and all that.
Yeah.
And by the third game, that has time travel and Paris.
Wait, whoa, hold the phone. There's time travel in this series?
Yes.
I don't know if that makes me more or less interested.
At around this time, I think it might be a bit connected that the Resident Evil series was moving toward this trend that it maintains to this very day, where every new mainline Resident Evil game takes place in the year that it's released.
Yeah.
So they might have been trying to, evoke a similar feeling with Onimusha, where it's tied to the real world, where it might actually have happened, except not really.
I can't wait for Resident Evil games 20 years from now where Jill and Chris are playing bingo in a nursing home.
I mean, that is partially why they move on to other protagonists, because the main ones are getting a little old.
I mean, yeah, but they're... I just want to see it.
Chris is looking pretty good.
Yeah, he's younger than he's ever been. Like way younger than he's ever been.
He got young in Resident Evil 7, and then he aged up again in 8.
I was going to say, 7 is probably his most baby face after the first game.
Oh, no, I was talking about literal baby Chris.
Resident Evil 7, Chris Redfield is like an aged up version of his FMV version from Resident Evil 1. But then...
they forgot the other games happened.
Yeah, Resident Evil 8 goes back to making him look like his Resident Evil 6 self, just older.
Which makes more sense, honestly.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so Onimusha, good game.
Yeah,
Very
this is again,
series.
it's nothing really special. I'll be the first to say that as a really big fan of this series. First game is really nothing special at all, but it's one of those that I'm glad I ran into it. I ran into it by accident because again, I got this in 2001, Christmas 2001, after asking my parents for Metal Gear Solid 2.
And the guy,
because I
Metal Gear Solid 2
at
at home, Onimusha.
Yeah, exactly. And this is nothing close.
Wait, so is the first game not your favorite, John?
It's no, 3 is my favorite.
Okay.
Just gameplay wise and just everything on top of it. But despite that, I can play this no problem. If that makes any sense.
Okay, because I've only ever heard you talk about this one, so.
Yeah, well, because it's the first game in the series.
Okay.
I probably would tell you to play the third game out of all of them, but the third game does tie into this one because it's the same protagonist. And events in this game do kind of tie into that one to some extent, not that much. I'm trying to think back. No, not really, actually. You know what? You don't have to play this one. You can just play the third game.
I need to get a copy of Onimusha.
Yeah, this is one of those. Everybody has a game that they love to death, but when trying to recommend it to other folks, it's kind of hard. It's like, why do you love this game? I just do. But it's like, could you play it? Sure. But I love it. Say what?
He's like, don't start here, though.
Yeah, don't start here, likely. This is my brave friends in Musashi at PS2. That isn't Samurai Legend Musashi.
Samurai Legend what?
Exactly. Oh, I see. I'm slowly converting people into realizing that game doesn't count. Shinji Mikami was an advisor of this. I did not know that.
What else did he do?
Shinji Mikami is a Resident Evil creator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
After
he's alive.
Samanosuke will return, and you never die enough times.
Samanosuke, I would like to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative.
I was looking over. All right, next up, Castlevania. Let's go, baby.
Now, this is the scene where someone digs up an iceberg and Samanosuke is inside it. Well, that's that.
And that's it for that one. But thank you guys for tuning in and letting me indulge myself for a bit. Play Onimusha. It's great. Give Capcom a reason to revitalize the series.
Yes, indeed.
I would like that. I would like that a lot, actually. Have a good night, everybody.